Welcome back everyone on the new series of Python, which is data science. So I hope you all are having some basic knowledge of Python because in grade 7th and grade 8th you already learned about Python in the form of Python turtle module to create graphics and animations, and in grade 8th you learned about GUI, which is graphics user interface, to create multiple kind of GUI like virtual calculator and the notebook. So in this Python series we are going to talk about the one of the most important library of Python, which is Pandas. But before we move to switch to this Pandas library, let me give you brief explanations about what is data science, right? So I think if I talk about data, right, you all have some basics idea. Data is nothing, it's like information, right? And what is data science? So to study the data, what we call data science, right? So like for example, if you want to play with the data, if you want to play manipulate the data, right, these all are called data science, right? And to manipulate the data we are going to use the pandas library of Python, right? So let me explain you the basics of pandas. Pandas is also one of the most powerful library of Python when you want to handle the data, when you want to analyze the data, when you want to manipulate the data, right? Manipulations in the sense, if you want to clean the data, if you want to filter the data, these all comes under the category of data manipulations, right? And all we do with the help of Python module, which is pandas. So I hope you'll get some basics. You had some basics idea about this one, right? Let's start with the one more terms, which is Google Colab. So till now you have worked with different softwares like Thony software to create graphics and animations. You have worked with VS Code to create GUI, right? And might be like you had used like Thony software to create GUI also. But from now we are going to work with the Google Colab, which is the virtual web editor, right? We are not going to use any desktop applications. The reason is that there is options, right? You can go with Jupyter Notebook also to manipulate the data, to work with the data science. But Jupyter Notebook is very heavy softwares, right? So that's why I suggest you, if you are having a good internet connections, go with this Google Colab, right? So now let me quickly brief you about what is this Google Colab web editors. So first you have to open any web browser and just type Google Colab, right? And from here you will get the first options, which is collab.research.google.com. So you have to just open this software, right? And a new window will be pop up, right? So if it will ask you to log in, you can go with your Google Mail ID and you can log in with the same. After this you will find one options, which is new notebook. So if you want to open a new file, you have to click over here and a new notebook will be opened, right? And from here you can start writing your code. Now let me brief you about this Google Colab editor. So first you can see there is multiple options, menus are there, file, edit, view, right? So suppose if you want to save your file, or if you want to open a previous file to edit, right, you can go over here and you can open some like previously saved notebook. Or if you want to save a copy of your current file, you can copy in a drive, you can copy on your GitHub repository. If you want, you can download in your systems also. So there are multiple ways to save your file. So this is one of the beauty of this Google Colab software. Now let me give you some more exciting features of this software. Suppose till now in Thony, if you are working with 8 different Python projects, you have to open a 8 file. But in this Google Colab, you can open multiple file in a single window, right? Like you can see, this is one file. If you open a one, if you want to open one more file, just on the top you can see there is options plus code. Click over here, it will open one more file. You can consider this cell as a new file. Suppose here if I print something like print, if I write print hello and if I run this code, you will get the output below this current file, current cell only, right? There is no terminal, right? In the terminal you can see the output, you can see the errors, right? So the beauty is there, for every cells there is a separate terminal. You can see for this cell, your output is over here. And if you did some mistake, suppose if I did some error over here, and if I run this code, you can see there is an error. Because so you can see your error over here only, right? So I hope you get it, like what is the benefits of this cells. Again, if I run this code, now there is no error. Now, in this cell, if you want to do some more things, like if you want to create some more features, right? And like I have created one variable which is a, and I have stored a value 20. If I want to print the value of this a, if I run this code, you can see I can see my output below the second cells, right? So for every cells there is a separate output area, there is a separate terminal area, right? And suppose if you are done with this second cell, if you want to delete these cells, right? You can go over, you can see for every cell there is a multiple features are there. There is options to delete. You can click over here and the second cells, right? Delete. So in this way you can do multiple things, you can create multiple files and you can save your files in a multiple way. So these two are the most important features of this Google Colab software, right? So I hope you get it, all these concepts of basics concepts of this Google Colab data science in the Pandas, right? This is just an introductions class. From the next class we are going to learn about more features of this Pandas library and more projects, right? So this is all for this class. Thank you everyone. I'll see you in the next class.